This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117, with an incoming message for Adrian and Tiburon, co-hosts of the podcast The Retro Wave. Thanks for being part of the Halo community. And now, good luck with your podcast, and know that the possibilities, if you stay strong and healthy and focused, the possibilities are infinite. All the best, and finish the fight. Chief, out.
Welcome back to the Retro Wave. I am your host, Tiburon, and this month's topic, we're talking about our favorite Xbox 360 games of all time. And that who you heard in the intro was Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, giving a shout out to myself and my godson, Adrian. How's it going, Adrian?
Doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Really good, thanks. Thank you for coming on the show. Why don't you tell the people, introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
Well, as stated, I am your godson, but we go way back before that. I've known you since I was, 8 years old. And now I'm 18 years old, so that was a good 10 years ago that we first met. I would come over to your place, like when I was super little, just play some Xbox because I had nothing better to do.
That's true. And that's the main reason I brought you on, was because if it wasn't for the Xbox 360, maybe we wouldn't be as tight as we are now. Because, when I first met you, you were 8. You would come over to my parents' bakery and sit there because your mom would bring you to work. Sometimes Latina moms, that's what they would do. Like, we can't leave you at home, and we can't afford for, to take you to an expensive, daycare. So you're going to come to work with me. Trust me, my mom did the same thing with me. She used to clean houses, and sometimes she would take me because she couldn't leave me anywhere. So I would just be sitting in some random person's room just while she cleaned the house. So
yeah, and back then there wasn't the internet, so we couldn't be on our phones.
Damn, that's true.
Watching YouTube or playing games.
Yeah, I remember she took me once to this house. It was like a really nice house, and I used to hang out in the room of the son of the mom, and he had like books of King Kong, and he had like an awesome room. But obviously, there was no internet, so I couldn't be like, on TikTok or Instagram.
For me, it was the back room of the bakery, so I'd just be stuck in the back watching a TV that only had soccer on it.
Watching Telemundo?
Yeah. Occasionally, if the signal was strong enough, it would be Telemundo, and I could watch some pretty good movies.
Yeah. So, you were 8. I'm 20 years older than you, so I was like 28, about that age, and I would feel bad because you were just there bored, and I would put myself in your shoes because I'm like, dude, I would like be bored out of my mind if I was him, which you looked bored out of your mind. So at the time I lived across the street from the bakery, so I was like, hey, you want to go to my house and play Xbox 360? Well, like you pretty much had the apartment to yourself while I was at work at the bakery. So
it was amazing every time.
I remember that in the beginning you were a little shy. The first couple of times you went, and then afterwards you were like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to your apartment and play some Xbox.
It would be the same Latina mom thing. She'd just be like, threaten me super crucially. Just be like, behave yourself, or else very bad things when we get home.
I remember your mom even told me that, like, in the beginning you were a little like shy about it, but then afterwards, like, you would be telling, hey, are we gonna go to the bakery? You would be like ready.
Yeah, I would be bummed out when like I'd be like, "Is my padrino working today?" And then they'd be like, "Nah, he's off doing some other errands." I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah, I could imagine at your age, you must have had a fun time right there, especially because your mom was working, so she couldn't be there watching over you, telling you, you're playing too much or don't do this, don't do that. You were free.
oh, definitely." Especially with the games, like I used to play. Yeah, I used to play Castle Crashers, Halo. I can't remember the rest of the games I used to play at your place.
You used to play Alien Hominid, I remember.
Oh yeah, Alien Hominid on Xbox Arcade.
Which I think that was by kind of like the same makers or something, right? Or at
Oh
least they
yeah,
look the same as Castle Crashers, kind of.
what was it called? Chicken Tank, something like that. No,
Yeah,
I don't
chicken
remember.
something. It's like a fat
Chicken
chicken or
something.
something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and you brought up the Xbox Live Arcade. That's
yeah.
something I also wanted to talk about, like some of the cool features of the Xbox 360, and that was definitely one of them. Like the introduction of like I think they used to call it the Summer of Arcade, where they used to release like stuff like that, like Alien Hominid, Castle Crashers. I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, X-Men arcade game. Yeah, it was pretty revolutionary back then because before that, I don't think you could really download games. I mean, I don't remember doing that on the OG Xbox, like downloading games onto your system. But
Oh no, it was all disc back then.
on the 360, you could. I remember buying like Street Fighter, those arcade games that I mentioned. You could just download them. They were available. You just downloaded them onto your system.
Damn. Now thinking about it then, like back then you could that would be astounding. But now it's just like, oh look, this game came out.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna install it,
yeah.
pre-order it,
Now you take it for granted. Now you're just like, all right, it's there. Download.
like pre-order it. Oh, it'll install by itself.
Yeah, back then it was like that was revolutionary. Like, cause back then, like you said, it was mostly disc based.
Oh yeah.
You had to go buy the disc, and back then there wasn't Amazon, so you had to go to your GameStop or
Oh yeah. And wait for like the midnight release and stuff like that.
oh god, did you ever go to one of those the midnight
I
launches?
I think I did with my sister. I
Yeah,
think we went to go get Dead Space.
yeah. I think I went to one or two of those. I kind of don't miss doing that.
Oh yeah. Just
Yeah,
no. Yeah, thinking about it now, I went once and yeah, I kind of regret it. Just
yeah.
waiting with yeah, no internet, so there was nothing we could do but just wait.
I mean, it was cool because sometimes they would give you like swag. Like they would give you, is that how you say it? Swag or swag, whatever? They would give you like shirts and posters and stuff. But
For us, they never did. So we were
yeah,
just waiting out in the cold.
no, I think the last time I went was maybe a few years ago to pick up one of the NBA 2K games. And then they didn't give me anything. So I'm like, wait a minute, why the hell am I coming to pick up this thing? And I'm not even like at 10 at night for what? Like, I'll just pick it up the next day. So I never, I haven't done that in years.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, just pre-ordering stuff and letting it install by itself or just ordering it on Amazon and waiting for it to just come to you. It's
Yep.
way easier.
Yep. Yep. It was a lot, it was a different time for sure. Another thing, that about the Xbox 360 was the introduction of achievements.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of a big thing. Like no other system had achievements, and I mean, I'm not as into achievements as I used to be. Like before, it almost felt like I took a hit of crack or something when I would hear when I would hear this little noise right here, like, oh, that felt so good. When I would hear that. Were you ever into like the achievements?
For only particular games. Like I remember playing Dead Space, yeah. I remember playing Dead Space and trying to finish it on Zealot difficulty, which is like the hardest difficulty of them all.
And was
I
that
think it's
like
like
a extra like achievement points for that or?
oh yeah. I forgot what the name of the achievement was, but just I remember playing Dead Space 2. That's the game we went to go for that's the game we went to go get for the midnight release. And
Yeah,
I remember just wanting to low life that game so much because I remember playing the first one and I instantly fell in love with that.
they were good
I w-
good
I
games.
wasn't that big on horror back then,
I
but
remember that.
Dead Space, yeah. But Dead Space definitely earned a spot in my heart.
Yeah, it's definitely a missed franchise by a lot of people.
They're gonna remake the
The
original
first
Dead
one.
Space. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
first one.
saw that. I'll be getting that for
Oh,
sure. I
definitely.
think we gotta get it because then, a lot of like the Evil Within also like those games don't really get made much because they don't sell much. Like when comparison to other games, we gotta support them. Yeah, so that was one of the introductions achievements too, man. I remember back in the day they had GameFly. Do you remember GameFly?
Oh yeah, the delivery system for video games.
Yeah, I remember I used to rent games that had easy achievements just to get the
Just to get
achievements.
the points.
Yeah. Avatar is the easiest game to get achievements for, by the way.
Avatar. Which
Ye-
one's out?
Avatar.
The blue guys?
No, Avatar, like the anime guy, the bald guy.
Oh, the Last Airbender.
Yeah, they had a game on the Xbox 360. You can get all 1,000 achievements like in 5 minutes.
How is that? Is the game that easy?
No, because I think the achievements are like 250 points for a 10 hit combo, 20 hit combo, another 250 achievement points. And you
Damn.
just keep mashing the punch button and then you get all 1,000.
Was it a side scroller or what was it?
I don't know. I once I got the 1,000 achievement points, I took the game out and sent it back, put it back in the mail, the GameFly.
Return to sender.
Yeah, it was like competition with my with Daniel. You're my godson, but my godfather. I would compete with him. We were like going back and forth in achievements. So I would like that's why I rented Avatar because I was like I gotta catch up and I gotta pass him. I think I passed him for a while, and then he just passed me and he never looked back. I don't think I'll ever catch up.
Oh, there's still time. There's still time.
I know. I'm still kind of like lurking. I'm like, all right. I see you, Daniel. I'm only like 10,000 away now. I think he was beat me by like 30,000. So he doesn't listen to this podcast, so he doesn't know I'm still like I still have
Tailing him.
Yep, I'm still trying to catch up little by little.
You'll get there. You'll get there. I know. I'm like still way behind. I remember low lifing so many games, but yeah, things come up and I really couldn't stay too attached to games. But achievements, those used to be just one thing that everyone on Xbox would just compete to get.
Yeah, and even though I'm not as into them as I used to be, I still love hearing the achievement noise. Now they even have like the rare achievement with the little diamond.
With the diamond, yeah.
That one. I still get annoyed when games don't give me achievements. Those stingy ass games that don't want to give you achievement points. I'm like playing for 2 hours. I'm like, seriously, you're not gonna give me like one achievement?
Because you gotta really earn them.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You think I'm playing this game for fun? Like, give me some achievements.
I need some compensation.
I need a pat on the back. Another thing that I think was underrated with that system was that you could rip your own music CDs onto the hard drive. I don't know if you ever used that feature.
I don't think I did.
So you could put like a music CD into the system and then transfer the music. They called it rip back then. You would rip your music into the system, so then you can use that music in your video games.
Really?
Yeah. So remember you and I used to play like the WWE 2K games.
Oh yeah.
You could give your created character like the actual like whatever song, like a Guns N' Roses song or whatever.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it started on the OG Xbox that you could do that, and then on the 360 you could still do that. You could just transfer your music, and like I used to play 2K a lot, so like you know how there's like arena music in sports and like actual sports events. There's like arena music playing in the background.
Yeah.
So I would put like wrestling themes or like actual like rock music as the arena music, and they would play it like if it was in the arena.
I actually never knew you could do that.
Yeah, underrated feature for sure.
Now it's just you stream your music on like Spotify or something.
Yeah, now you can. Now you can, yeah, like that. Now you can listen to the music, but not necessarily like ingrain it into the game. Like it's just playing in the background while you play.
Yeah.
Which is still cool. I still like that.
Yeah. I sometimes even just if I don't really like the music that's in the game, I just turn the music in the game all the way down and just blast my music.
Yeah. I think I'm playing. This is not related to the Xbox, but I'm playing Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch.
Oh,
I don't think I've listened to more than like 2 hours of the game audio and music because I'm always just listening to my own music
really?
with the Switch turned down to zero volume, and I'm just playing the game like that. Yeah.
I recommend the soundtrack to that game.
Yeah.
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 If you played the original Legend of Zeldas, they have some nods to the OG
See,
soundtracks.
I never did
Oh, of
did this.
course. Of course they do.
I never did, and the last episode video game, my favorite retro games to play with friends, with the last podcast episode I did, like they got on me about that because I had never played a Zelda game until the new one, Breath of the Wild. Never in my life.
Oh, I think my first Legend of Zelda game was Twilight Princess.
That was Wii.
That
the
was Wii. Yeah.
Like I know them all just because I sell on eBay, so I see them, but I just never like Zelda never intrigued me. Next time I'll try to play with check out the audio.
If you play that game, you gotta really low life it to get into it. That's like my best advice.
You've beaten that game?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm like 40 hours in.
Oh yeah, trust me, there's still way more.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that about that game. I'm like, this feels like a job, and I already have a full-time job. When is this game gonna end?
Yeah, just like on your free time, like drop all other games. You gotta low life that game.
See, that's part of the conundrum of when you get like being a gamer. I heard someone say, when you're young, you have all the time in the world, but no money to buy games. But when you're older, you have the money to buy the games. You just don't have the time anymore. And I think that's I've seen that because I have money now to buy games that I want, but the time isn't there like it used to be. Even when I was 28, when you used to come over to the house to play Xbox 360, I was not married, just a bachelor living in an apartment. Many, like you're saying, low life. A lot of low lifing video games for sure, like for hours. I remember you brought up Dead Space. I remember one time my friend Billy coming over, and I think he was having a party down like 2 blocks down the street. And I don't know what he came over for, but he came over, and I was like, I hope he doesn't invite me to the party because I'm really into this Dead Space game. Yeah, that's just, being antisocial too, I think.
It's the life of a gamer. If you really love a game, all priorities set aside. That's your new priority.
Yep. Yeah, so, those are some of the features. When was the first time, because I know in your household, your older sister, Kathy, she's the gamer, but she was a PlayStation fan. Do you remember when you got your first Xbox 360?
Around like maybe 2010 or 11.
Oh, so shortly after you met me, or you already had one?
I think it was a hand-me-down from my sister,
Okay.
Kathy. Yeah, she had an Xbox 360, but yeah, she was more of a PlayStation player, so she's just like, here, you can have that.
She's like, take this garbage.
Yeah, I was like, more for me, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first like personal console that I got to earn achievements on. I made my own account. So that was awesome.
Did your system ever red ring?
Oh yeah. But I think it got three little sections, and somehow I managed to fix it because that was my only console, so I tried everything to fix it. So I went on like YouTube and started searching stuff up, and somehow I brought it back to life. But then recently I tried plugging it back in, and it's gone.
Yeah, that was the thing with the Xbox 360, the red ring. I remember, just to tell you how I got my system, I think it must. So the system came out November. I have the date right here. November 22, 2005. So it's been out for going on 16 years.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's pretty, man. I mean, I guess, this is the retro wave. I don't even know if that's considered retro. But to me, it feels, like another life. Like that was another part of my life. Like that was a way different
It was a
chapter in my
different
life.
era.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was definitely a different era. When I got mine, it was thanks to my friend Francisco, aka Killer Rules. I remember the day that it was gonna come out. I took him to the Best Buy the day before, like at 4 p.m. The Best Buy in Glendale, which I think is still there.
Yeah.
I remember I dropped them off at 4 p.m. the day before, and at the time I was going to school to get my bachelor's. So I dropped them off, went to school. I got out of school like at 10 p.m. and then went back to the Best Buy, and he was still in line. And
He didn't have a ride?
No, he stayed there. He stayed there to wait in line.
Oh.
For the launch the next morning at 8 a.m. So we literally slept there outside the Best Buy till 8 a.m. the next morning. Like I remember I had like a book for some reason, and I used that book as a pillow. Yeah, I remember I don't remember what number we were, but like a lot of people lined up. But in the morning, like I think they came out with the tickets, and they were like, we have X amount of systems, so some people were asked out because there was like too many people in line. But yeah, he had to stay there from 4 p.m. till 8 a.m. the next morning.
Damn.
I showed up like at 11. And that wasn't even the most disturbing thing to me. I think the most memorable, disturbing thing to me that night was that I went to go buy Del Taco, and I asked him what he wanted, and he said a cheeseburger. I'm like, who the hell gets a cheeseburger at Del Taco?
I didn't even know they sold cheeseburgers at Del Taco.
So if he's listening, because he listens to the podcast, that's still stuck in my head. Like, did he really ask me for a cheeseburger from Del Taco? Yeah, so that's how I got it, and I think he because it was kind of like a situation like you. I think I went to work, and we got home and plugged it in, and I think he literally played the system for like 24 hours straight.
He was excited.
I even asked him like, how long have you played for? Because I remember I went to work. Oh no, I woke up to go to work like the next day, and he was still playing. Then I came back from work, he was still playing. And then I think I left to go to school, and I came back and he was still playing. And I was like, how long have you been playing for? I don't remember. What game? He was playing that Perfect Dark.
Which one's that one?
Perfect Dark 0. It was one of the launch games. Like a shooter.
Huh.
Yeah, made by Rare. But I remember years later he told me, you know when I played your system for that like whole day, it actually red ringed. He had never told me that.
Oh, it probably got way too hot.
Yeah, he told me like later on, and then I was like, what the fuck? Like, obviously he didn't want to tell me because he's probably like, hell no. And then he would be like, stop playing it so much. Yeah, and he told me I think he just turned it off. I don't know what he did, but it went back to working.
Damn. The very first day he got it, he almost messed it up.
Yeah, which was, I think, kind of common. Like those, 360s weren't really reliable.
Yeah, I think the box used to even come with like a little, what people would used to call it, a little coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they stopped selling those. They stopped selling it with those after a while.
And I don't know if that's what kind of helped the PS3 catch up, because I know that the 360 was in the lead and like units sold for a long time, but then I heard that the PS3 wound up like surpassing it towards the end.
Yeah, it might have been that, but who knows?
Yeah, so yeah, that was a little bit about the 360. We're going to take a quick commercial break and come back and rank our top 10 favorite Xbox 360 games.
You ever wonder what's up there? Like what? Maybe someone up there was wondering what it's like here. I guess. Do you think we'll ever meet them? I hope so. Don't you? Do you think we'll ever meet them?
we're back. So we're going to rank our top 10 Xbox 360 games. We're going to go from 10 to 1. So from our least favorite to our favorite. So since you're the guest, we're going to let you go first. But before we actually start that, I want to ask you, like, what was your process in, without naming any games, what was your process in choosing your top 10?
My process was just that's actually a really good question. My process was just the games I enjoyed, like at the time, the ones that had come out for the 360. I just rated them from most liked to least liked. But since we're starting from 10, it would be least liked to most liked.
Yeah, I when I first was, just to be honest, when I first came up with this idea for the episode, I was like, I couldn't think of more than like 5 games maybe. But then as I started like going through my achievement history, looking at looking at top 10 lists on YouTube, like, and just thinking of it, like triggered my memory, and I was like, this has to be a top 10, because there's like, I didn't realize how many games were on the system that I loved.
And it's also not a thing that like I dislike it, but it's just like most enjoyable is always gonna be my number one.
Yeah. I mean, I say least favorite 10, but it's honestly, we like all these 10 games, and there's a lot of other games we like that, I mean, at least for me, that didn't make the list, that I'm like, damn, they didn't make the list.
Yeah.
So these are our favorites. So I'm gonna cue up the little music and see if you recognize this theme for your number 10. Not really much of a song, more of like noises. So that's your number 10 is Splinter Cell Conviction. Tell me about Splinter Cell Conviction.
I've always been a fan of stealth games. So Splinter Cell Conviction was the last, personally, I think, good Splinter Cell, because they added something new to the formula. Some people have mixed reactions about it, because when it first came out, Splinter Cell Conviction was going to be like super non-related to stealth. It looked like it was going to be more of an action game, but they completely like scrapped that idea and went back to stealth. But I feel like I enjoy Splinter Cell Conviction because it was also one of the first games I got for the 360.
Yeah.
And it also came with a co-op side story mission that I used to play with a buddy of mine back then. I recently replayed it, and it still holds up.
This had co-op, you said?
Yeah. It's a like there's a main storyline which is single player, and then the co-op mode that is like going on in the background of the main story.
See, this is one that I was like, I've never played this game, but now I kind of wish I did, because I loved co-op.
I remember playing it. What was his name? With a buddy of mine. His name was Aaron. It was like elementary friend. Keep in mind, this game was like rated M, but still, we would find our ways to get the game, get our hands on our game. But we played this. We finished the co-op in literally one day, because we just low-lifed it. I think we sat in the basement and we brought down the TV, and we just sat down and just played the whole thing.
Damn, I kind of wish I would have checked this one out, because another feature I forgot to bring up about the Xbox 360. I mean, Xbox Live was already a thing towards the end of the OG Xbox Live. But I think Xbox Live became like what it is now because of because of the 360. It like was so good with the voice chat. You played this one? Oh, you played this couch co-op? Did you ever?
Yeah, we played a couch co-op.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like an online thing. You guys just played a couch co-op.
Yeah, we played a couch co-op. Personally, I think that's the best way to go.
That's kind of, I've said that in the last episode too. That's kind of lost nowadays. You don't really play with your friends couch co-op anymore.
You got to really search for the games that are couch co-op.
Yeah, and I think it's just easier now to be like, I'll see you on at 8.
Yeah,
I'll send you a party invite.
which isn't bad, but yeah, there's something, just something lost there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one I've been getting into, like, collecting again for the Xbox 360. So this might be one I have to check out then. It has a short campaign.
Yeah, I'd say like about 7, 8 hours.
Okay, that's like my wheelhouse. That's how long that's how long I like my games, which is why I'm struggling with like Zelda. I'm like, am I there yet? Am I done?
Because that one's a open world.
Yeah,
Open world. There's so much more to explore.
yeah. So this is one I'll be on the lookout for because I was able to get like my old files from my Xbox that you used to play, my Xbox 360, all my
Yeah.
saves. And I've been buying like a lot of like games that I missed out on. Like I recently bought Rumble Roses, which was like a wrestling game with girls in bikinis, I think. I just been buying like a bunch of old Xbox 360 games. All right, so that's your number 10. We're gonna go to my number 10. So at my number 10, I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is one that when I think about this game, I always remember, I think it was 2009. I had knee surgery. I had torn my ACL and my meniscus. So I had knee surgery, reconstructive knee surgery. And I just remember playing this every day, Monday through Friday during my recovery with my friend Anubis. I don't know if you've ever seen him on Xbox.
I don't think
Anubis.
so.
Which so we used to play every day. 9-8. He worked a graveyard shift, so he when you work graveyard, you kind of like don't sleep weird hours.
Yeah.
So he would get off of work and we would play. I think like 9 to 11 in the morning, and then again in the afternoon we would play a couple hours, and every day, Monday through Friday. And I remember I used to get mad sometimes because he would have to go pick up his girlfriend from work. And I'd be like, can you tell her to like walk or take the bus?
Catch the bus.
Yeah. And I would jokingly say that because I know his girlfriend. So I was like, tell Lydia to walk or something or take the bus. Cutting into our Modern Warfare time. But man, this game was so fun. I don't know if you ever played this one.
Oh yeah, Modern Warfare was awesome, especially Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, I think that's one of the most praised Call of Duties to this day.
Yeah, and I think this was, I mean, I got the one of the newer ones, Cold War. I don't know if that's the newest one, but I got that one, and it's fun, and it kind of brought me back to like Modern Warfare 2, like the feeling I used to get when playing those games, because they're so fast paced, and you don't even really feel bad when you die, because you die, and by the time you're like getting mad, you're already back in the match. You're like already jumping back in and you're killing somebody else.
There still are those moments where you just can't help but scream at the screen.
But it was so fun because I remember it had like the kill streaks and the sound effects of the kill streaks and you getting the turret and getting.
Did you ever get a tactical nuke?
No, I had that dropped in my match a lot by other people. And I remember a lot of times being like, the first time being like, what's going on? And I think Anubis was like, yeah, that's a game over. And I was like,
yeah, we're done. Yeah. We're through.
That I had to include that one because I have a lot of memories that got me through a lot of boring days recovering with the knee surgery. It might have also helped that I would take my coffee, and at the first few days I would take pain medication. So like the pain medication would kick in, and it would make me feel good. So maybe that might have had a little influence too.
What'd you think of the campaign?
Was the campaign where like at the end you stab a guy in the neck or something? Like
you throw a knife.
There you go. Yeah. That's probably the only campaign I ever played for a Call of Duty. I remember liking it. It was fun.
Yeah. Like I said, one of the better Call of Duties.
Yeah, and for that one, I kind of went through some of the games, not for all of them, but for some of them, I went through the games and looked at my achievement totals for this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I had 420 achievements. So not a
Damn.
whole lot, and I think it's only because I really only played the multiplayer. I don't know if
Multiplayer.
yeah, that's my number 10. Now let's go to your number 9. So at your number 9, Batman Arkham City. Tell me about this game.
Arkham City, or just the Arkham series in general, is one of my favorite series ever. But this is by far my personal favorite. I don't know, just the story, the gameplay, the atmosphere, everything. Everything in this game was amazing to me back then, especially since I'm a huge Batman fan. So just having this game, I used to, since my sister was not too cool with me touching her games, whenever she would go to work, I would just sneak in the disc and just play it whenever she was gone.
This was the second. Was this the second one in the Arkham games?
Yeah, it was the sequel to Batman Arkham Asylum.
And this is like was this the open world one? The more open world one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And in this one, you get a whole city, whereas in Arkham Asylum, it's just the asylum.
Yeah, I even you mentioned being a big Batman fan. Like since I knew you were really into Batman.
Yeah, just all-time Batman fan.
And
I used to be a more bigger Spider-Man fan, but you know, Batman is the all-time best superhero.
yeah, I
Personally,
have I think the picture, like this picture of one of these games as your contact on my phone.
really?
Yeah, it's the picture of like Batman, but from these games.
With his fist all bloodied up.
No, I think it's like from Arkham Asylum, like
Oh.
from the cover.
Oh, he's just standing there
And your
menacingly.
yeah, and your text notification is like the old 1970s like Batman show, like when they would like transition to other scenes or something. I don't know if you remember. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So this one you fought, was this one with Mr. Freeze, I think?
Yeah, I'm gonna name them off the top of my head: Catwoman, Two-Face, Hugo Strange, Ra's al Ghul, Mr. Freeze, Harley Quinn, Talia al Ghul, Clayface, Bane, and of course the Joker. It just had like so many characters, so much lore in that universe. It still amazes me to this day. I replay all the Arkham universe games like in Christmas. That's just my thing.
They have the collection, like the HD remasters, right, on the newer systems.
Yeah, I bought that. I pre-ordered it when I heard it was being announced.
Yeah, I gotta. To be honest, I think that's one of the ones I only played like an hour, and you know why it was? I think it was the open world thing that was like, oh no, you're telling me I can do whatever I want. I'm like, oh, I got overwhelmed and I stopped playing it.
That's the thing. Sometimes I would have my phone with that. Like, even though Batman has a cape, I'd go on the street just running. I would take Batman for a jog and just beat up any goon that I would see.
All right, so that I think I do own the remaster, like digital, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. So
Definitely.
That was your number 9. Let's go to my number 9. So let me ask you if you know what this game is.
Oh, was that Arkham Asylum?
Yep. Damn, you got it. I was about to say, I'm gonna kick you off the show if you're telling me you're this Arkham fan and you didn't know.
I knew it.
Yeah, so I got Batman Arkham Asylum as my number 9. I think I liked it for the reasons I didn't really get into Arkham City, was that it was more streamlined. Like it kind of just told, it was a single player campaign and it kind of just told you where to go, like what to do. But this was, a super fun game. I remember loving the boss battles. Like I remember you battle Bane, right?
Yeah.
And Killer, what is it? Killer Croc?
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
one was scary, I remember. He was like in
Yeah.
the sewers. Yeah. Poison
And
Ivy, I remember.
I feel like that game is just definitely a classic.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and the battle like with Joker at the end where you're like, I think you're like mutated, like both of you are. I don't know if you're mutated too, but I know Joker's mutated.
Nah, Batman's just built different. He doesn't mutate.
Yeah, I remember. That game was just fun. Like that's one that I think I also want to go back to and play because it was just fun. And the detective mode, I remember the battle system was like really really cool because you can counter stuff, dodge stuff, and you could feel just the when you were whooping on the gang members, you can feel like the impact of like his kicks and his punches.
I will admit that game had a totally different atmosphere from the rest of the other Batman games. I feel because that one, it was more, uh, let's say more like, it gave me like Batman the Animated Universe vibes. It
I
was somewhat cartoony, but it was still somewhat believable.
Still serious.
Still serious. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably the better word.
I've been wanting to buy one of those toys too. I don't know if you've seen them, like the DC toys, and they have one of like him in Arkham Asylum. They have like different Batmans, and one of them's Arkham Asylum Batman.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen them. I used to own a Batman Arkham City one, like an
Does
action figure.
does it look much different than the? Because I thought they all look the same. No, from in all the games, doesn't Batman
Oh,
look the same?
well, like his gauntlets change, but
Oh,
like his overall suit is probably still the same.
oh, all right. Yeah, I want to buy one of those. I've been getting also into buying like video game characters, and I'm missing that one. Batman for sure. So we both had Batmans at our number 9, just different Batmans. All
Yes.
right. So now let's go to your number 9. I had to put this theme because I feel like this theme is synonymous with you sitting on the couch playing Xbox 360. But I
Every
think
time you would walk in, it would just be that.
it would just be this little theme.
Yeah, that theme is definitely childhood memories.
So what game is this?
That is Castle Crashers. That is one of the first games you introduced me to on the Xbox.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I had it, but I didn't really play it. But you were into it.
Oh yeah. I feel like it was just that cartoony mixed with like violence. Like there were like little cartoon characters literally decapitating each other with like hammers. Like how often do you see that in video games?
Yeah, it was 4-player, right? 4-player co-op. I think would you play it? Would you play it when you played it at my house, like online with other people?
No, I would play it solo. I think I even finished it solo.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
madly in love with that game.
Yeah, I remember you would always play that one. That was like I feel like if I would have just had that game on the system, you would have been fine.
Yeah, honestly, I think so.
Yeah.
That yeah, yeah. Like I said, that game, that was the very first game that you introduced me to on the Xbox, and I even bought the remastered recently because I wanted to replay it, and yeah, I beat it again by myself,
It
and
has a lot of unlockables too, huh?
yeah, weapons, moves. Recently, I started playing it with one of my homies, and he also played it as a little kid, so we're just having a blast.
That's like nostalgia right there. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play it that much. I don't know why, but I just remember that one boss that's like a giant cat. Isn't there like a giant cat?
Yeah. In the water.
Yeah, you're going down the river or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I have the HD remaster too. I gotta play it one day.
We should play it online.
Yeah, let's do it. There you go. I think we got to do it just for nostalgia's sake.
Hell yeah.
You'll probably have to show me because even though I owned it, I don't think I really played it that much.
The controls are easy to get used to. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Another thing was too, I remember like when you would play on my Xbox, I was like, oh man, this guy's going to give me some achievements because you were playing this for hours. And then I think I looked at my achievements the other day. I think I had like 10 achievement points or 20 achievement points for this game.
Really?
I was like, how is that possible? Like, I don't know the exact numbers, but it wasn't a lot for the amount that you played it.
Well, then again, maybe I wasn't going for achievements. I was just having a blast.
Trying to have fun without getting achievements. I don't get
Yeah.
it. I don't get it, but to each their own.
I was a little kid.
All right, I'm going to go. Let's go to my number 8. So at my number 8, I got Borderlands 2. At first, when I picked this one, I wasn't sure if I had played it on the 360 or the Xbox One. But in going back and looking at my achievements, I played this one on the Xbox 360. So this is my number 8 because I played this online with Killer Rules and my godfather Daniel. Man, so much fun playing this game. I don't know. Did you ever play this game?
No, I can't say that I have, but yeah, I've heard a bunch of good things about that game. I even heard the hype about, I think, Borderlands 3 coming out.
Yeah,
like everyone was going crazy.
Apparently, it wasn't that great though. The new one.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why I didn't buy it. But part 2 was, I guess they kind of called it a looter shooter, and I guess that meaning that you're just looking for loot. It's a first person shooter, but you're just always looking for loot, and you're always upgrading your weapons, and you're always looking for the next legendary weapon. And it was just like super fun, like because you had different classes. I think I would choose the ninja. So you had like abilities, but you also were like, you each had like your own role, your own special, and you're just looking for loot. And like you would destroy like a boss, and like the 3 of us would scramble to get the most loot. Like you're being like greedy, like running around trying to get all the good weapons. And you would get mad when the other person got like a legendary weapon and you didn't.
That's a game I wouldn't mind playing. Like I've heard so many good things about it that I would look forward to playing it. I think I even have the second one. I got it for free. I'd have to check.
There you go. And I think it's 3 or 4 player co-op, but man, it's so much fun playing that game. You get a lot of replayability because it's kind of, you're just always looking for like new weapons, upgrading, just getting the next best weapon. So there's like incentive, right? To keep
you definitely got to show me the reins on that one.
Yeah, we'll probably have to play that. I think it's it is on the Xbox One, I think.
Yeah, I think they remastered 1 and 2.
Yeah, for that one I got 600 achievement points out of 1,625. Yeah, but that's a classic one right there. Maybe I'll check out part 3 at some point, but I didn't hear a lot of good things about it, and like I said, I don't have as much time as I used to. So now I'm like a lot pickier with what games I play. Like they have to sound good or be my type of game, or else I don't want to play it. I don't want to waste my time. Yeah. All right, let's go to your number 7. You recognize that theme? Guess it's the menu theme.
Yeah. Spec Ops: The Line.
Tell us about this game.
Spec Ops: The Line was at the time I oversaw it. I don't know. I wasn't really that into it, but I got it as a gift. And well, yeah, free game. So I was just like, why not? And yeah, that game, I played it when I was 12, I think.
What kind of game is it? First person shooter?
No, it's a third person shooter. think of it like this. It kind of has the mechanics of Gears of War.
Oh, like a cover-based shooter kind of?
Yeah, and it even has some of the same controls like B to punch, uh, A to run, stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, when I put this one on the list, when you told me, I was like, there was some games actually that you told me. I was like, I never heard of this game.
That game, I feel like it deserves way more praise than it got because I didn't hear that many good things about it. Like, well, not exactly. I just didn't hear that many people talking about it at all until like yeah, recently. Like I go on YouTube and like yeah, there's like YouTubers making like small documentaries of it.
Really?
But yeah, because it's like the inside of what war really is.
Okay. So this is you said it already. It's kind of like an overlooked game.
Yeah, because it was at the time when like a lot of modern shooters were coming out, like Modern Warfare. Medal of Honor tried making like a cheap knockoff or something. I don't know. I didn't hear good things about that Medal of Honor game, but this game, it's really good. Just the story at the very end, you can choose what ending you get, and
So
they
so this is not a because when I saw it, I was like, is this one of those strictly online games like a Rainbow Six or something? But this is not. This is more campaign.
yeah, there is a multiplayer, but I never really got into it. I
Hmm.
played it like once, and I was just like, yeah, this ain't my thing.
Gonna have to check this one out then. I'm gonna have to have an eye out on this one then, because I just thought, oh, it's Spec Ops. I don't know why I was like, oh, it's probably like a Rainbow Six or something.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, it's an overlooked game, but trust me, it's a really good one.
All right, well, I'm in my Xbox 360 collection mode. So I'm gonna add this one to the list to look for.
I replayed it recently, and it actually still holds up.
Yeah, oh, and that's kind of like an underrated thing because sometimes you play old games and when you play them, you're like, oh man, this game sucks.
Yeah,
So that's a good thing that it still holds up.
but yeah, that definitely add that one to your list. If you stream it, I would be down to watch that too.
Yeah, but speaking of streaming, I've been streaming like on my Xbox, and I always have one viewer, and I never know
Really?
who it is.
I never get the notifications.
I have one viewer, so if that viewer is listening, thank you. I just have like one viewer, and I never know who it is on Twitch. That was your number 7. Let me go to my number 7. So at my number 7, I got Crackdown, the first Crackdown. Man, this game was awesome. It was pretty much like playing Grand Theft Auto, but if your character was like a superhero. Did you ever play this one, Crackdown?
I think I played it at your place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you could destroy literally everything.
This game, man, was so fun, especially because you could play it online. I remember playing this with like my godfather Daniel. Man, there was when you like sometimes laugh so hard that you're like not even making noise, that you're laughing so hard nothing's coming out of your mouth.
Yeah,
I remember like a few times laughing that hard while playing this game because it was just like super over the top. Like I said, it was like GTA open world, but you were a super cop. You would level up your guy. You would like collect these green orbs, and that was part of the fun. Like you would try to find all these green orbs, and they would hide them, and they would put them at the very top of like skyscrapers. So it was like a mission to get there, but you would level up your guy, and the more you leveled him up, the higher he would jump, the stronger he was. So you could see that progression. Like eventually they get so strong they could pick up cars and throw cars, like super over the top. So yeah, this was my number 7.
GTA on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like GTA, but your character was on steroids. And you had like rockets, and I think I remember my friend, my godfather Daniel, telling me that he had leveled up his guy. So because you could level up your vehicles, he had a truck so leveled up that he could like web crawl buildings with the vehicle. Like,
Yeah, I never got that far in that game.
it was just a fun game. It was The other ones haven't been as good. I beat part 2 with Francisco, my friend Francisco, but that was all right. And part 3, man, I only played like an hour of it. Man, that thing, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of bad things about part 3.
Yeesh, I was like, I'm out. Sorry, I ain't playing this anymore. Yeah, and this one, I could not find in my achievement history. It was almost like it never existed or something. Like, I'm not making this game up, am I? Like, I remember playing this game, but it was the only one that doesn't come up in my achievement history.
I think it might be on Xbox Game Pass, so I might have to take a look at that one too.
It's fun, man. This is like, I'm telling you, man. I remember like crying, laughing so hard at some of the stuff. It was super over the top. Yeah. So this is my number 7. Now let's go to your number 6. This was the first game song on the list that I was like, finally. Not gonna lie, those songs, themes before this game, I was like, man, what happened to this music? It sucks. And then this one came on, and I was like, all right, something at least, something good. So tell us about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
This game, it's like Metal Gear, the universe meets Devil May Cry. I used to even have a little running joke. I'd call it Metal May Cry.
So this is Metal Gear universe, but you're not Solid Snake?
Yeah, you're not Solid Snake. You play as Raiden. He makes an appearance in Metal Gear Solid 4, Sons of Liberty. I think it was called. No, Guns of the Patriots. Yeah, that's what it was called. Sons of Liberty is the second one. But this one, it takes place after Metal Gear Solid 4. And you play as Raiden, and it is badass. It's just like a slasher game, basically. Yeah, it's Devil May Cry, just in the universe of Metal Gear. You're a cybernetic ninja that has like a lightning sword.
By the look of the cover, it looks super over the top too.
It really is. There's this special mode where you can just like cut up the dudes. Like if you do combos enough on them, and what was the mode called? It has like some Japanese writing on the screen. You can go into slow motion, just cut them limb by limb. You can turn them into little pedacitos.
Yeah, this is one that I never even heard of. But this is like a spin-off of a Metal Gear game.
Yeah, it sucks that they haven't made another one. I would really love it if they made another one.
You know,
I played the DLC for that. I got all the skins and the weapon upgrades. That game was badass.
Might have to add this to my list. Does it have a 40-hour campaign or a nice little short one?
Nah, it has a 5-hour campaign.
All right, I'm in. I'm getting this. I'm adding this to the list too. And I think I saw it cheap somewhere. So it'll probably be in my budget too.
Definitely recommend this one.
All right, well now we're getting, let's see, that was your number 6?
Yeah.
What number was it?
Yeah, number 6.
Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Well, I still got my number 6.
Yeah, you still got yours.
But we're getting there. All right, let me go to my number 6. Man, I don't know about you, but I played this in the intro with Steve Downs, aka Master Chief, giving the podcast a shout out and listening to it now. I get goosebumps when I hear that theme.
Damn, that theme is always a win.
Yeah,
you could play that at a chapel and I wouldn't know the difference.
If at church they played this theme, I think I might go to church.
Oh, definitely. I'd stand up.
Yeah, so this
feel like I'm ascending.
Yeah, this was from Halo 3. But I feel like this theme there. I mean, is it different in all the games? I'm sure there's like some modification, but kind
I
of
think there is some modification.
yeah. But this is the one that says from Halo 3, and man, when I was first putting the themes together for our games, I was like, geez, it like almost brought me back. Like,
You had to take a pause and just take it in.
yeah, I had to take like a bow, like a I don't know, like I had to go like I don't know. It felt like I should, like you said, like a church, like I had to go pray to give a sacrifice to the Halo gods or something. It's like and it's not like like a rock song or a song that pumps you up, but it kind of just puts you in that mood. I don't know.
You know shit's about to go down.
Yep. Yeah, so I have Halo 3. This one released in 2007. This one might be a spoiler for future episodes, but it's not my favorite Halo. But this is my favorite Halo on the Xbox 360. This is probably the last one that I played a lot of. I remember liking this one because the multiplayer was fun. And I like that they had that replay editor. I don't know if you remember that, where you could go into your matches and kind of like do like little highlights almost and look at like how, sometimes you would just lob a sticky grenade and you would get a kill. So you could go back in the replay editor and see like, how did I get someone with this sticky?
I think that's how people made Red versus Blue. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, I thought that started with like Halo 1.
No, no, I don't think there was like a video mode.
Yeah, whatever happened to those guys? I remember them. Red versus Blue. Yeah, but this was one that this was probably the last Halo that I put a lot of hours into. I remember there was a guy that used to come to the bakery that was I became friends with him, and we used to play on this game like at 11, 12 at night, all the way to like 2, 3 in the morning. And it was like one more match. All right, one more match. One more match.
And you look at the clock and it's 2 a.m.
Yep. And it was fun. I mean, come on, you can't. I think for me, the first 3 Halos are the best. And this is definitely my favorite one from the 360. I think the campaign was also pretty fun because I think this one had 4-player co-op, if I'm not mistaken.
I actually don't remember. I replayed it recently with a buddy of mine.
Yeah, I don't remember like the campaign that much. Like, with a lot of shooters, you mostly play the multiplayer, and I always remember the multiplayer. So much fun.
Oh no, I think Halo 3, it was only 2 players because you played as the Chief and Arbiter.
I thought that was 2.
No.
All right, I'm getting the stories mixed up. To be honest, I only really remember the campaign from the first one, and in the second one, I remember, don't you battle the gorilla dude at the end?
What was his name? Brutus, I think his name was.
Yeah, you battle that gorilla guy with the big hand. I just remember that. And I really don't remember part 3. I thought that one had a 4-player co-op, but I guess not.
I think that might be Halo 4 because I remember playing Halo 4 with like 2 more of my buddies.
You're probably right.
That'd be 3 Chiefs.
Well,
There's probably a 4th.
You would probably know better than me. That's for sure. You're more of the Halo expert.
I still want to replay all of them.
For this one, I have 885 achievement points out of 1750. Yeah.
Damn.
So I have half of what you could get.
Did you ever finish any of them in legendary mode?
I think the only one I beat in legendary mode was the last one. 5?
5?
Was that the last one? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat that one with Francisco with Killer Rules. We beat it on, and that's only because that bastard only wants to play on legendary to get all the achievements. Any game, let's do it on the hardest. I'm like, nah, man, I want to have fun.
Sometimes that's the way to go, though.
Oh man, I think I'm just old. I'm like, can we just play it on normal, and so I can enjoy the game?
Yeah, me and my buddy, we did Halo Combat Evolved on Legendary, but we turned on some of the most extreme skulls.
Oh, like the remaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but we put one of my favorite skulls was the explosives are doubled.
Oh, but you're one of those, and you like the challenge.
Oh yeah.
You don't mind the being tortured and hating life.
Oh well, it gets to me sometimes. I'm just like, I don't even want to play this anymore.
I can't anymore. My wife, my wife, your madrina, she's like gets mad at me because I would play Cuphead. She would tell me, "Stop playing that game. You're always like mean when you play that game," because I would get mad. I remember she's like, "Why are you playing that game if you're always mad?" I'm like, "Cause it's fun." And I would like sometimes beat a boss and stand up and curse at the character or do like a crotch chop. I don't know if you know what a crotch chop. In wrestling, you used to do like this chop where you would point at your dingaling and kind of say, suck it. So
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "This bastard, it took me 2 hours to beat this guy."
I have no idea how satisfying this is.
Yeah, but otherwise, no, I don't like playing on legendary. I like simple. Keep it simple. Medium, maybe like hard, but not like the most extreme one.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta spice it up a little. I remember the last mission for Halo 1. You gotta like drive through a tunnel and everything's exploding.
Oh, that's the end, right?
Yeah, that's the very end.
Yeah.
And like me and my homie, we were just driving down there and everything's exploding, and we activated that one skull that doubles the explosives.
Yeah.
So we got stuck in this one point where just like we kept getting spawn killed because there would be a big explosion right next to us. So we'd have to restart it and then keep doing it. It got to a point where we actually started remembering some of the explosives. So it'd be like,
they weren't
some
random.
dude's gonna blow up over there. Some dude's gonna blow up down this tunnel, and like there were some shortcuts to it. It was just, yeah.
So they weren't random. They were you kind of like started memorizing.
Well, yeah, after certain checkpoints, yeah.
Yeah, my favorite map, I'm just remembering my favorite multiplayer map on this one. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a grassy rock area, like mountains. And then there's like a river in between the 2 points. I don't remember the name of that map, but it was like a capture the flag one, a good one for capture the flag. Super fun one.
Trying to remember, but yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember that map, playing that map a lot. All right, now we're at the nitty gritty. Now we're in our top 5.
Let's do it.
So now let's go to your number 5. Red Dead Redemption your number 5 spot.
Yup. Honestly, I actually prefer Red Dead Redemption over Grand Theft Auto. That might be a bold statement, but
I'm with you.
I actually prefer the whole cowboy thing over the gangster thing.
I'm with you. You're not alone on that. I'm with you with both Red Deads. I preferred them over the GTAs.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Just this was, I remember playing, I don't know if you remember a game called Gun.
Yeah, wasn't it? No, it wasn't the sequel to that, because there was one Gun and then there was another one called like Red Dead Revolver or something.
Oh, no. Gun was a different universe.
It's the one with the skull, right? With the skull on the cover?
Yeah, that one. But I remember playing Gun on my PSP and then getting it on the PS2. And then Red Dead came out. And since, I was into cowboys back then, I was like, I need that game. I need it now. And yeah, that's probably one of the best cowboy games to this day, apart from, Red Dead 2.
This didn't make my top 10, and only because I never beat it. But I remember being super into this game when it came out. I used to like the tracking animals, and you would skin them. I mean, that wasn't fun, the skinning, but you just it was just fun. Like you could, I preferred it over the GTA one. What was the GTA one at the time? Part 4, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was, GTA 4.
It was more chill too. Like this game was more chill. I used to get annoyed with GTA 4 because you had a cell phone in that one, and you would just keep getting texts and calls and
Nico, let's go bowling.
Exactly. I stopped playing that game because of that damn phone.
Roman?
Yeah. But Red Dead, you could just wander off with your horse and do whatever you want. And I'm being hypocritical, but that one I actually like as an open world game. I had fun playing that one, and I'm sad I never beat it. I think you go to Mexico, right? At some point?
Yeah.
And that's where I don't know why I stopped playing there. And I
You
never
helped
get
fight
back.
in the Mexican Revolution.
Yeah, I never went back to it, and that was one of my regrets.
Yeah, that game is amazing. Yeah, it definitely earned the top 5 in my list because yeah, I had a thing for cowboys when I was a little kid, and to this day I still think, what would it be like living in the days of the outlaws? I even find kind of like the attire kind of cool. Like people used to wear vests, dress pants, and boots. I'm just like, that would be so cool now, but everyone would probably think I'm weird.
Go for it. You might start a new trend.
That would be awesome. Wearing cowboy hats again.
Yeah, did you play the new one?
Oh yeah, I've replayed it like about 6 times already,
And
and that one is like a very long. That's like a 60-hour game.
another thing, you know how I'm complaining about how long Zelda is?
Yeah,
I beat Red Dead 2 and it didn't even feel like I played 60 hours of it.
because it just immerses you. That game was amazing.
Daniel told my godfather, Daniel's like, why you actually beat that game? Because he knows how I am. I don't like long games. I'm like, yeah, but this game, I just, like you said, you get immersed. I liked it. Like I had fun playing that game.
Yeah, and Red Dead 1, I honestly didn't. After Red Dead 1, I never expected the sequel. Because Red Dead 1, it seems so perfect that it could have just stayed like that, and I wouldn't have mind.
Yeah, did you ever play the DLC, the Undead Nightmare?
Yeah, Undead Nightmare. Yeah, that was also badass. I think they had a horde mode and stuff like that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I even tried playing the online, but yeah, I wasn't really into the open world online at the time.
For Red Dead 1?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I had online. I think I remember playing that.
yeah, I remember some game modes were cool, but yeah, I wasn't like on GTA Online like for Halo 4 for GTA 4. I never really got into that. For GTA 5, I never really got into that. And like even for Red Dead 2, the online ain't that good, but I still enjoy most parts of Red Dead 1.
Yeah. Well, now we didn't know that. Now we know that we both prefer Red Dead over GTA, and we might be
Hell yeah,
we might be the minority on that too.
we're the best of them.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to my number 5.
Never heard of me, so I'ma introduce myself by using some hyperboles. I am that voice that talks a tongue, but no one chatters back. They rather act like bladders acting spaz on rappers. Matter of fact, that's so real, I can't say it's like nah yet. Feelings that I caught made me feel that caution. Waiting for the day I get the silence I deserve. So I ain't talking oxen when I say I just wanna be air. It seems like everywhere I go, everybody there trying to steal the show. So I'm here with my plan. I gotta let him hear who I am. I wanna show you now it's all time. Today is my day to make you say dang, 'cause I'm getting my way.
So I cheated a little bit with this one because at my number 5, I had the whole NBA 2K series that was on the Xbox 360.
The whole?
Every whatever. I guess if I had to choose one, maybe 2K10 because Kobe Bryant RIP was on the cover, or 2K12 because I think that one introduced Jordan. But if you saw me on the 360 back in the day online, if you were my friend online, you saw I was usually playing an NBA 2K game once a day or once every other day. Always playing NBA 2K. So I kind of felt when I was doing the list, I was like, I gotta add NBA 2K on there. I think I got every single one without missing a year for the Xbox 360. Day one.
Damn.
Day one. And
I've never been that like a 2K fan. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
Probably because I suck so bad at those games. I remember you said I'll go easy on you. Still got demolished.
Yeah, this one is definitely for the it's a simulation basketball game, so it's definitely for people that are into basketball. And the one sport that I'm into, basketball. So NBA basketball to be specific. So I always got this one every year. I would always create my own team and go through the season and play. And I would play it realistic. I would like do the actual 12-minute quarters and the actual 82 games a year and do trades. And that was most of the fun, like doing the trades, signing players, like So much fun playing that game every year. And it always introduced cool music like that song I just played. I still have that on my personal playlist. And
I actually thought it was like Def Jam. I was like, is that Def Jam?
it's like well, like, you know, like even if you play the WWE 2K games, they always have licensed music in it. So the 2K NBA 2K games always introduce me, because I'm not like a big rap fan, but it always introduced me to like every game, one or two songs, rap songs, or not even rap songs that I still listen to this day. So
awesome.
So I gotta give a shout out to 2K. Couldn't leave them off the list. All right, now let's go to your, where are we at with you? Number 4. Cool song too.
Oh yeah,
this one's pumps you up right here. So this is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 as your number 4.
Yup. This game, it was, yeah. Like you said, I think it was your number 9, Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Ops 2 to me personally, I think is the best Call of Duty. Just because I don't know, like everything about it was just awesome at the time. Like I remember coming home. That was one of the first games that I would come home, just drop everything I had, and just immediately low life it. Like the campaign, amazing. The multiplayer, even better. I remember the campaign. It has like multiple different endings. So depending on the choices you've made during the story, your ending changes completely. And then for multiplayer, it was just the feeling of just getting home after school and just dropping dudes with the homies. That was just amazing.
Was this the one that introduced zombies or no?
No, that was World at War. Zombies, I feel like that was probably just that was the downfall. The downfall for me of this game. I just didn't really get into the zombies. It was only like 1 or 2 maps that I liked for zombies, but they were DLC. So that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I don't know if I played this one, but I remember not liking was this one? Did this one come out when Modern Warfare 2 came out around that time? Or was that World at War? Might have been World at War, huh?
It might have been World at War.
I remember not liking the Black Ops games because they felt different than the Modern Warfare games. Like they were both Call of Duty, but they felt different. I don't know if I'm wrong in that.
I feel like because Call of Duty was more like, I'll be honest, it was like kind of movie-like. Whereas Modern Warfare, it was like you could believe this is a real life scenario.
So you're saying Black Ops was it more arcadey, or what do you mean? Like
yeah, kind of. Because like if you play like the campaigns, you notice how what's it called? In Modern Warfare, they're different like teams and governments. So like the Russians, the Americans, and in Modern Warfare 2, you have an American enemy as an American villain, Shepard. Here, it was just like, it seemed more kind of, cartoony. There was like a villain who wanted to have revenge. In Black Ops 2, there was a villain who just wanted to have revenge and kill everyone so that they would all be lowered to the same pain that he was at.
And so it was more unrealistic, more over the top then.
Yeah, and I feel like, Black Ops also went. I think Black Ops was no, Advanced Warfare was the one that took it into the futuristic tone. But Black Ops added to that.
Yeah, I don't know which one, because I remember after Modern Warfare 2, I got whichever the one after it was. I don't know if it was this one or World at War, but something felt different, even in the multiplayer, and then I was out, and then I never picked up a Call of Duty until the Cold War on the new Xbox.
Right. I think even Cold War did something similar to Black Ops, where you can get multiple different endings, or
really?
Well, like more like 2 different endings, I think.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play the campaign. I gotta check out the campaign one of these days. I've only played the multiplayer.
Oh, for Cold War?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's because Multiplayers get you hooked. That's why I was playing with a friend that I reconnected with that I knew from middle school, and we reconnected. And then he started playing the campaign, and then I was playing multiplayer, and I invited him to play multiplayer with me. And then he said he couldn't go back to the campaign; that he just wanted to play multiplayer because it kind of like once you start with the multiplayer, it's like you kind of get hooked with that rush.
Oh, of course.
Yes, I kind of felt bad for taking him away from the campaign.
For interrupting.
Yep. Messed up his vibe. All right, so that was your number 4. Let's go to my number 4. Scary ass theme. My number 4, I cheated again. I have Dead Space 1 and 2.
Oh.
So I part of the reason, not gonna lie, is because I don't really remember the individual stories of 1 and 2. I just remember liking both of them. Like I can differentiate part 3 from the first 2, but I can't differentiate 1 from 2. It's almost like they blend together for me. But I remember really liking both of them.
Yeah, those two hold a certain spot in my heart. Those are amazing games.
Yeah, this is the one of the games where I didn't go to my... I was like, I hope Billy doesn't invite me to this party because I want to play this. I'm really into this game. This game, man, like super scary, super intense, but it was fun. Like, felt scared to play it, but I couldn't stop playing it. And you had...
I feel like it was just the atmosphere of the whole game, being stuck on a ship with creepy ass aliens that will destroy you in any shape or matter.
Yeah.
Like I remember dying the first time in that game. I never wanted to see that again.
Oh yeah, you triggered that. There was like some gruesome deaths.
Hell yeah, like so many different, like depending on which necromorph killed you. I think that's what they were called.
Yeah.
And depending on which one killed you, you'd get a completely different like death animation.
Yeah, and you were playing. I think the guy's name is Isaac Clarke, right?
Yeah.
And you had like the little plasma cutter. The weapons were cool too, like the plasma cutter. Wasn't there like one with a saw on the end? Like you would shoot like a saw or something?
Yeah, you could use like the force or something. Like the saw would like come up and like cut them in midair, and I think it would shoot at them afterwards.
The stasis.
Oh, the stasis.
Yeah, when you would freeze them. So that was always fun. I remember sometimes going into rooms, and you would see the necromorphs on the floor, and I would cut them up. Like I didn't care that if they were dead or not, because I was like, nope, this guy's not gonna pop up and attack me. I would cut off his limbs, cut off his legs. Like, no, I'm not even risking it.
I remember when I played Dead Space 2 on Zealot, which is the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
Like I learned to just like use what was that called? Telekinesis, I think.
Yeah.
That like saved so much ammo. But it was still like scary. Like you'd have to make sure they were cut up in pieces so that you could use their own pieces against them.
Oh,
if not,
that's right. Yeah.
If not, you'd have to just like use your ammo conservatively, very conservatively.
Because you could cut off a limb and then pick up their sharp limb, and then throw it back at them.
Yeah, it would be awesome just seeing them like you shoot at them with their limb and they just go flying towards the wall and get stuck.
Yeah, man, so much fun. And they had like the pulse rifle, I remember. And remember there was like a little rifle that would shoot like, I don't know, it was called a pulse rifle. Yeah, I forgot about the telekinesis too, because you had stasis, which would freeze them, which would slow them down, and then the telekinesis, you can throw stuff at them. Yeah, but I'm glad. We brought it up earlier. I'm glad they're doing the remake. I'm definitely going to play that one again.
Hell yeah, same.
Even though, I love horror movies and horror games. It takes me a while to like sit down and start playing them because I feel like the tension, the anticipation of being scared.
It's because you're in control of the person going through it.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview I don't know if you know who Elijah Wood is. He was Frodo in Lord of the Rings. So he's like really into video games, and he was talking with, I don't know where, it was an interview, and he's talking about like horror movies and horror video games are different because horror video games, like you said, you're in control. It's more immersive. Like you're controlling the character, whereas in a movie, it's more of a passive experience. You can sit back and just watch whoever get killed. But in the game, you're in control of that character. You're making the decisions.
Yeah, it's actually a perfect explanation. Yeah.
Yeah.
For movies, you're just like, oh no, don't go through that door. But in a video game, you have to go through that door.
And you feel like you're like when you're getting torn apart from a necromorph, it feels like you're getting torn apart.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one animation that actually really creeped me out, I put the controller down. I was just like, I need a break. There's like, what was it called? One of those, it's one of the necromorphs that falls apart and has like little heads, little squid heads on the ground.
I don't remember that one. Mm-mm.
I think if like you have to mash a button to get them all off you. If you have like super low health, it literally rips off your head and the little squid head like takes control of your body. So you see Isaac become all like zombified and stuff. I was like, yeah, no. You see his head like detached, his new head detached from his body, and his hand, he has to put it back. I'm just like, no.
So that one that made you take a break. Like,
yeah,
you need to take a little pause right here.
I was like, I've seen some messed up stuff in Dead Space, but nah, that's something new.
Yeah, for me, it was the most intense moment, and I don't know in which one of the two it was. The regenerating guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Man,
Hell
that guy
no.
gave me the creeps. Like, cause you would like dice him up, like the necromorphs, you dice him up. This guy, you dice him up, and then he regenerates.
Just grow everything back.
And you're like, oh crap, what do I do with this guy?
No, hell no. I remember that dude. He killed me in Z-Lot, and I got so pissed because I made sure like I had this little system. Like you just freeze him, turn around, do whatever you had to do, turn back around, freeze him, and like I had a bunch of stasis modules.
Yeah,
because I saved them up. I never used them in Z-Lot. I never used them at all. I would save them all up for that dude. But even then, I think I ran out and he killed me. And I think it's you die once and you start from the beginning.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was no fun.
Z-Lot, like when you beat the game on hard or normal, do you get like all these weapons to help you through Z-Lot?
It's basically like New Game Plus. You get all the upgrades that you already have. But yeah, just I think ammo, you get less ammo, enemies rush you more, they're more violent. It's just it's a whole different experience every time.
Maybe
they
I'll
come in
try
through
that
the
with the new one.
Oh man, I can't.
I doubt it though. I'll just stick to normal.
Seriously can't wait for that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my number 4. And achievements. Part 1, I got 615. Part 2, I got 555. All right, so now let's go to your number 3. So you got Halo Reach at your number 3 spot. Why this Halo?
This Halo, I feel like all Halos, personally, all Halos are super good. Like I think I love the series to death. Yeah, 5 being the black sheep, of course, because I don't know, but Reach, it just felt like a whole movie. Like it literally felt like a movie. I replayed it recently, and I replayed it on heroic because I still wanted the challenge. Because I remember most of the things that go down, but I remember playing it on normal. But I wanted to play on heroic since legendary's super hard alone. And I replayed it recently, and I realized how everything's like a movie. The camera angles are sometimes from the visual of the player. You see camera angles of like the subway stations that you're going through or the city that you're in. You got to like save pedestrians and stuff. But at the very end, when the current objective is to survive, you see like the camera angle from the helmet of your player, Noble Six, and you just see him like doing his final showdown against the Covenant, and that is just badass. And seeing how it all connects to Halo, like Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3, that's just badass. Noble is the reason why Cortana got to where she's at now, basically.
Was this one? This one, were you Master Chief, or you were like the? This is a
prequel?
prequel.
This is a prequel.
I'm getting this one confused with ODST.
ODST is in the middle of Halo 3.
But this Halo Reach is the one where you're playing as a group. This one is, I think, 4 players, right? Co-op?
Yeah, I think so. Because the player, you can customize your Spartan.
And don't they get killed at the end? Like your crew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Everyone does.
Yeah, and that's
apart from one. Who knows what happened to him?
Yeah, I don't know why that sticks out. Like you like die at the end. Like you guys get overtaken pretty much.
Yeah, and I feel like all characters were memorable. It sucked when each and every one of them died. Like my personal 2 favorites were Emil and George. And seeing George die, I think George was the first to die. I was just like, oh, George, why'd he have to go? He was just like the brute of the group.
Yeah.
And Emil was like super mysterious, but he still seemed like a badass. I loved his armor out of everyone's.
There was like a bulky one, right? There was like a bulky guy, and then the skull guy.
Yeah,
they were all different.
Emil is the one with the skull. Bulky dude is George.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I kind of remember this like vaguely. I don't know why I just remember the ending. Like you're like, oh crap, you all die, and isn't that kind of why Master Chief gets brought in?
Well, I actually don't know where Master Chief is in this story, but yeah, like I said, it takes place before any of the events of Halo 1.
Would you say this is your favorite Halo from all the Halos?
Yeah, definitely. I replayed it recently, and the ending still gives me goosebumps.
Maybe another one I'm gonna have to revisit. I do remember playing this like 4-player co-op, I think, or 3-player co-op. But as far as multiplayer, I think I was out after 3.
Oh no, yeah, the multiplayer is also amazing in that.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then they added Firefight. Firefight is badass. I still play that with some of my friends.
What's Firefight again?
It's basically just like smaller missions.
Oh, right. Where you're like, it's like a campaign with your friends, isn't it? Kind of like that?
I think it was survival, something like that.
Oh, okay. Maybe like horde mode or something?
Or am I forgetting that? Yeah, I think it was like horde mode.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. It's just been a while since I played those games.
Yeah, it's definitely, probably my most favorite Halo. But here's to Halo Infinite being amazing.
Let's hope so, because it's been getting roasted.
Nah, people are too quick to judge.
It's getting roasted, but let's see. Hopefully, I mean, I know you and I want it to be good. I want to like a Halo game again. Not that I hated the last one, but I was like, I wish I could be playing. I wish it was like Halo 2. I think that's my favorite Halo 2.
Halo 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that brought so many new things to the algorithm.
Yeah, it was just like, give me the battle rifle. I'm good.
No, dual wielding was the thing for me.
Oh, the dual wielding with the needlers.
Hell yeah. No, I would use the SMGs all the time. Those are badass, especially since it was the cover to the game.
Yeah.
I was like, I need those 2 SMGs.
Yeah, hopefully. Come on, Halo Infinite, pull through. All right, let me go to my number 3 here. So on my number 3, I cheated again. I put Rock Band 1 through 3. So all the Rock Bands all the main Rock Bands that were on the Xbox 360. So this was another one I was like, I have to include these games, even though maybe they're not really, I mean, they're games, but they're not really like the traditional game. It's more like a karaoke rhythm party game. Man, so many memories of playing Rock Band 3.
I probably consider it like an arcade game.
Yeah, it's more like a experience, kind of like of a party experience. And so back in the day when you were coming over to my apartment, like, you know, you would come, and that same apartment, every Friday night was Rock Band night. Every Friday night for like a whole year, maybe longer. And I don't know why my landlords didn't like kick me out or my neighbors go off on me, but every Friday night from like 8 p.m. all the way to like 3 a.m. rock band parties. And like my friends would come over, people would come over that I didn't even know because they would invite other people. So every Friday night for I don't know how long, we would say, all right, Rock Band Friday. People would come over, sing, play guitar just all night, every Friday night. So,
yeah, you were one of the big reasons I got into Rock Band.
Yeah, you played Rock Band? I remember you playing it a little bit more like later on.
Yeah, I played it with you and
Alhambra, I think.
Yeah, you and your godfather, Daniel.
Yeah, and Alhambra,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think I sang and then we would switch it off. I'd give the mic to you and then you'd give it to Daniel.
Yeah, I spent so much money on that game too because they would do weekly. I don't remember what day, but every week they would release new songs, and I think they were like $2 each. So I know I have over 1,000 songs, like DLC. So
yeah, some of the songs are insane.
So do the math, and I think they're still releasing songs to this day.
Oh yeah, I hopped on Rock Band 4 like last week, and yeah, they're still adding songs. I think they even added some free songs.
Yeah, so we'll have to revisit that one day. Have another Rock Band night.
Definitely.
But this was, man, every Friday night, and I feel bad. I'm like, man, how didn't I get kicked out of my apartment?
Damn, now I low-key wish I could be there for Rock Band night.
You would have been there if you weren't 8 years old.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I would have, yeah. That would have been something I couldn't invite you to because... Yeah, but good times. Had to throw Rock Band in there. So that's my number 3. Let's go to your number 2 now. So you got Left 4 Dead 2 at your number 2 spot.
Yup. Left 4 Dead 2, I feel like it's one of the best couch co-op games of all time. Definitely.
Oh, you played this one couch co-op also?
Yeah, I played it online, couch co-op, but mostly couch co-op with my homie. Me and him, like, when I head over to his place, he lives in Arcadia, which is near Alhambra, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of near us, actually.
Yeah.
In Arcadia.
Yeah, whenever I go to Arcadia, and like we usually spend the night, like all of us from when I head over, we'll play like Smash Bros, we'll play like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, stuff like that, like party games, you know. At the very end, like once everyone's gone to sleep, it's always me and him staying up. We'll just like, we got a Left 4 Dead out, and since Left 4 Dead has literally all the DLC from like Left 4 Dead 1, there's really no point to like play Left 4 Dead 1 anymore. So yeah, we just hop on Left 4 Dead 2 and just spend the whole night. It starts from like 1 a.m. and like until the sun comes up. I remember one time one of his older brothers just came out of the room. He's just like, "What the hell are you guys? Did you guys wake up early?" And just like, "Nah, we just stayed up the whole night." It's like, what the hell?
All night session. Were you guys drinking like Coca-Colas and eating pizza?
Some like Sprites here and there. I think we did a coffee run at some point, but I can't remember. I think it was mostly just snacks like Oreos and stuff like that. But yeah, like his brother had to go to work, and we were still up playing Left 4 Dead. because we were just trying to beat one of the missions on like the hardest difficulty. Yeah, that's our thing. We just gotta we have to do everything on the hardest difficulty.
You guys like the torture?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, left.
And
When I saw your list, I never realized you liked this game. I don't think I ever saw you playing it like online.
yeah, it's probably because whenever I do play, it's just it has to be with a friend, you know? Because I don't think it's more than 2-player co-op.
No, it is. You can play it. I think it's 4-player co-op online.
No, I mean like couch co-op.
Oh yeah. You don't want four little screens.
Yeah, like Halo.
They just added DLC to that game
Really?
for Left 4 Dead 2. Yep, like recently, and you can play it on the Xbox One. Yeah,
Really?
They just added DLC after like 10 years.
I need to see what's up with that.
Yeah, they added DLC. I've been wanting to check it out too. Let me know if you're ever gonna play. I'll join in.
Oh, definitely.
And they're coming out with one called Back for Blood. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, but I'm kind of having bad feelings about that already. It already lost some points for me at least.
Why is that?
There's no couch co-op.
Well, a lot of games don't really have couch co-op anymore. It's almost weird when they do.
I know, but like that's the thing with Halo 5. It had no co-op at all, and people hated that.
Yeah, I mean, it should just be an option, even if it's not really utilized anymore. I think
Yeah.
the option should be there.
Hell yeah, definitely. Because there's just it loses just some points overall if there's no co-op.
Yeah. They can be said the other way too, because I know that I recently played River City Girls. I don't know if you've heard of that game, River City Girls on the Series X with Daniel. And you can't do online co-op for it, and I was like, it should just be an option. I mean, it was cool, like playing with him in person, and we had fun. But I mean, I think every game like that, you should have the option to do either.
Yeah. I think I even heard Halo Infinite is going to have couch co-op again. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think we just got spoiled with like online, where it's like we need our own screen. And we forget that back in the day, that's how you used to play. You used to play split screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. It should just be an option.
Yeah, just have it on there. Why not?
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. All right, so that was your number 2. Let's go to my number 2. So I cheated once again. My number 2 is Gears of War 1 through 3. So
Through 3? You didn't like the new ones?
1, 2, and 3. Well, no, these are just for the 360, remember? So
Oh, yeah, you're right.
1, 2, and 3. So not all the ones on the 360, because I know there was Judgment.
Oh, yeah, with, what's his name?
I don't remember, but it was not a good one. But I put 1 through 3. I do, it's kind of one of those situations like Dead Space where I know Gears of War 1 like the back of my hand, but 2 and 3 kind of mend together to be one. I would say if I had to choose one, it would probably be Gears of War 2.
Yes.
But 2 and 3 kind of blend in for me. But man, Gears of War, I played this so much. Like, for my achievements, the first one I had 750 out of 1250. The second one I almost got all the achievements. I had 1625 out of 1750. I was only missing 125 points. And then part 3 I only got 910 out of 2000. I think that's where I kind of fell off a little bit, but man, love the Gears of War game. This is another one of those where every night up till 2 a.m. One more game. And I love this one too because of the gore and just how over the top it was. Like you had the Lancer with the chainsaw, so you're chainsawing people in half. I used to love the torque bow. It was like the crossbow, but it would
that makes
blow
people
up.
explode.
Yeah, man, that was like always so satisfying. Like tagging somebody as they're running away, like running up a flight of stairs and you tag them right on the foot. You just see
You
the
just see a
explosion.
leg come flying out around the corner.
Yeah, and the campaigns, man, they were fun too. I think part 2 was, I mean, part 1 is the classic. I played the HD when they brought it back out with the Xbox One. I played it again. Really
I'm
fun.
actually replaying that one on PC.
I was about to say, because it's not on your list. So I was like, has Adrian ever played the Gears games?
Yes, sir. I have. Yeah, definitely. Gears of War 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, Gears 2 is good. Yeah.
That one speech, Cole's speech.
The Cold Train?
The Cole Train speech. That is the best moment personally in all of Gears of War history. It's just like,
let's hear it, because I don't know what speech you're talking about.
well, I don't remember fully, but I just remember my favorite part. He's just like, "You guys are going down, way down, so down. Your asses ain't even gonna know which way is up." I remember hearing that the first time. I couldn't stop laughing.
He's a fan favorite. Cold Train.
Hell yeah.
So I put on here that I took a couple of notes, and it says the original Gears released in 2006. So that is 15 years ago.
Damn.
You were 3.
Yeah.
Jesus. You were 3 years old.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that I didn't get a chance to play the multiplayer.
Yeah, so man, we played that so much. Like, I just remember always playing like Gears of War. And it would get heated. I remember like some of my friends, we would get mad. Like if we were losing, like if you would like mess up, you would be in a bad mood because you'd just be losing. You know, nobody likes to lose. So you'd be like salty about it. For part 2, one of the notes I took was that it introduced Horde mode. Part 2.
Oh yeah.
So much fun too. Like, just like teaming up with people and just tearing down like hordes of the enemies. So much fun.
I tried that out. Like, when did I replay Gears of War 2? I think I replayed it back in like 2018. I tried finding a lobby for Horde mode. I had to play it alone, and that's literally probably impossible.
Yeah, it's I remember my friend, Daniel would like to play, and I think that was his favorite mode. And that's how he met some people through online, like playing Horde mode. Because some people would just play like the Horde mode. They wouldn't play like the competitive multiplayer. But I think that was the best Horde mode too. Because I don't know which one they did later, part 3 maybe, where it was like a money system, and you would almost I didn't like that. You should have just kept it how it was.
It was like Spec Ops, Modern Warfare.
Yeah, like you buy turrets, and I was like, they should have just left it how it was. Like, that was fun. It was just like chaos. You just grabbed whatever you could and try to survive. Yeah. So
I think it might have been Gears 5, because I think Gears 5 did that too. It did a Horde mode.
Yeah, they do. But it's kind of the same. Like, you're buying stuff. I'm like, they should have just left it raw. I liked how raw it was, the part 2 one. Like you and your friends, you find a little spot to hide in, and you put the shields around you and grab a turret from someone you killed and mulch down like all the wretches.
The voice acting in that game is definitely still top tier though.
Yeah. You got Marcus Phoenix. I took a note down part 3, one of the saddest deaths in the game, Dom.
Oh yeah, Dom.
Dom takes himself out. He sacrifices himself.
Because I think he finds out Maria's dead in the second one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So, yeah.
It was like, have you ever seen, I remember when playing this game, have you ever seen the movie The Predator?
The original one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like. They were based off of the guys from The Predator. Because they're all like jacked and big and with crazy weapons. I was like, I think these guys ripped off Predator.
That's one thing I never understood. Why are they so huge? I don't know if that's just the armor.
Well, what's your weapon of choice?
It's always the Lancer.
Oh, that was a sniper, right?
No, the Lancer.
Which one's that? The one with the chainsaw?
Yeah.
There you go, the Lancer. I never liked that one. I always liked the hammer burst. I like the Boltok pistol.
Oh yeah, the Boltok pistol was always the best sidearm.
And I love the torque bow. That's probably my all-time favorite weapon.
I think for me, the like heavy weapons. What was that one gun? The one that you would shoot it up and it would shoot like a little.
Oh, it was like
laser, and then it would like fire down and explode.
Damn, the Hammer of Dawn.
No, not that one. Not that one. You would shoot it and it had like an explosive and it had like a little laser pointing down, and then once you
that
knew
was
where it would
part
land,
2 or 3, right? That was like you would shoot it, and then it would, if you would like put it right on their head, it would like
yeah, it would
blow
blow
up
them
their.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that one, but that was a fun one. There was also the mulcher one where it would go underground. You would shoot it underground, and it would come up on someone and blow them up too. Man, so many, that game
Wasn't
was
there
just.
wasn't there a drill gun too? No, like a saw gun.
Yeah, the saw. I think that was one of the later ones where you would just shoot the saws out, and it would like cut people's limbs off.
Yeah.
It kind of had that Dead Space vibe, where because you would like mutilate people.
Oh, but this one would just shoot it out like full force.
It felt like in this game when you killed someone, it was more personal than like a Halo, because you shoot someone in Halo, you collapse. In this one, you would blow off their head or
Oh yeah,
cut them in half. You would like someone's turning a corner, and you do the
chainsaw them.
yeah, you do the active reload on your Nasher shotgun, and you blow them up in half.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's why I always loved the Lancer. Just like there's one guy left, and just like I'd have all my men focus fire on him,
Yeah.
and I just try sneaking up behind him and just take him down with the chainsaw.
Or the classic, you tag someone on the back with a grenade and take off.
Oh yeah, sock him.
Man, that's making me want to play some Gears.
Oh man, we should play the remastered one.
Yeah, I'm down. I played that one already. I'm down to play it again.
I'll reinstall it then. I'll reinstall it.
I'm down. We're gonna get a list going and set some dates.
Hell yeah.
All right. So that's my number 2. Let's go to your number 1. God damn, this music's intense. So you got you also chose Dead Space 1 and 2, but as your number 1.
Yeah, I had to cheat for this one. Yeah, like I said, Dead Space holds a certain place in my heart. I feel like because I played Dead Space at a somewhat young age, that is what got me more and more into horror. Because after Dead Space, I just wanted more. I finally got into like Amnesia, Slender at the time when it was popular. Just I wanted to get my hands on any game that was horror related after Dead Space.
I remember I forgot about that. You were like super into Slender Man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was probably because of Dead Space. I just wanted anything that was horror related.
You dressed up as Slender Man, right? For Halloween.
Oh yeah, for Halloween. I was like, what, 10?
Yeah, I remember that.
And
this surprised me because like you mentioned earlier, you were kind of like afraid of a lot of the horror games.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like you said, it's just you don't want to move forward, but at the same time, you have to move forward in a horror game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dead Space 1, I remember playing it. That game scared the shit out of me. And then Dead Space 2, I will admit it got a little bit more actiony in Dead Space 2, but it still had that blend of horror.
Maybe you can tell me, which is the one with the regenerating dude?
That's, I think, all of them.
He comes out in part 2 also?
He comes out in part 1, part 2, and part 3.
I thought because I know you torch him with like a spaceship, like the fire of like the burst of a spaceship. You like melt him or something.
Yeah, I think, in part 1, you torch him. Part 2, I think you shoot him out into space or you freeze him. And then part 3, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember him. Do you have a favorite between the two, or is it like they're both? You see them as a pack?
If I'd have to choose a favorite, I'd probably say 1 because it's a classic. It's probably the most horror-y out of them all. Because like I said, in like Dead Space 2, they went more for the action. I even remember seeing the trailers for some of that. Like they advertised it as like, I think one of them was, your mom definitely doesn't want you to play this game. Like they would show like a bunch of like moms watching the trailer. You see Isaac stomping on necromorphs and stuff. You see Isaac getting torn apart, and they're just like having the most horrified expressions.
Yeah,
But yeah,
speaking of that, another reason I thought it'd be interesting for us to talk is, like I said, I'm 20 years older than you. So I wanted to see like how our list would be different. So would when your mom saw you playing this game, was she ever like, "Why the hell are you playing this game?"
oh yeah. Like when she would see me stomping on a dude and what, like stomping on a dude and Isaac calling him a MFer or whatever, she'd be like, ¿Qué andas viendo? I'd be like, it's an alien. Don't worry, it's an alien.
But your mom, my comadre, she's also into horror movies, right?
Yes, yeah, she does. She is. My dad is the one that is not into the horror genre. I'll be
Maybe,
like, let's go watch New Conjuring, which to be honest isn't that scary. He's
yeah,
like, no, hombre.
yeah. I didn't think that new one was good. Part 3, I think.
Yeah, I made a joke. I was just like, that's like the Avengers of Christians.
Yeah, the first one's good though. The first Conjuring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but maybe that's why your mom gave you a break, cause she's like, maybe she was, it's kind of cool, or I like horror movies. No big
Yeah,
deal.
she'd probably hear me scream and she'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good time. But
Yeah,
yeah, Dead Space is definitely yeah, oh yeah, like I said, I even went to like midnight release for that game. That game was amazing.
for the
I
first
really
one
look forward.
or the
Yeah,
second one.
no, the second one. The second one, because I think Dead Space 1 came out when I was still like a super little kid.
Yeah, I wonder when that one came out. But that one, yeah, that one's. I remember even when I was playing like the first one, I was like I don't know, like man, they actually like it was because the game was it wasn't just scary. The game was good, like the upgrading your weapons and the
It felt
stasis.
satisfying.
Yeah, like yeah, it's kind of like Gears in a way, like where it felt satisfied to cut someone in half.
Yeah,
Or when you kill
but
someone, you were like, yeah, take that, you son of a gun.
like what Dead Space 3 is just a huge departure from the horror aspect.
Yeah, let's
I
talk
remember
about that because it didn't make. We chose 1 and 2. We
yeah,
didn't choose 3.
Dead Space 3 I feel like was only good if you had a a person to play it with. Because I played it with a buddy of mine and we were just having a ball. We were just having a laugh every single time. We'd be like, "Oh, you died in the most funniest way." We weren't even like scared. Like we'd see one another get like tanked and destroyed by one of the necromorphs and we just start laughing.
And that you said it right there. I think that's why maybe it doesn't stand out as much because it wasn't scary because you almost felt overpowered with your teammate.
Yeah. Well, I think they made it harder if you had a teammate, but it was more action. It was definitely more action.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it starts out in like an exploding ship, I think. And it looks like a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, I don't remember that much. I know at the end you're like in part 3 that you're like getting psyched out. Like one of you is seeing things, and
I think that's part 2.
I thought that was 3 because I remember like Daniel would be telling me like, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing?" I'm like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And you would be like, one of you would be going crazy. It was kind of. I thought
Actually,
that was
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was
actually no, that's probably Dead Space 3.
because we were playing online and like one of us, I don't remember who one of us, but one of your characters is seeing things, which I thought was cool because the other person isn't seeing it, and you're like, "What are you talking about? I don't see what you're seeing." So that yeah, but I just felt like you said, it's fun to play with a friend. I think me and Daniel had a lot of fun playing it, but wasn't as good as the first two because we were like we had a system. I was the stasis guy and he was the cut 'em up guy. So
Yeah.
I would stasis them and then he would chop them up into little pieces.
No, me and my friend, we were just like, let's see who can get more kills.
Yeah. It just felt like unfair. Like it almost felt unfair to the necromorph.
Yeah, yeah, it lost its horror aspect. And
Yeah.
I think yeah, that's why they're remaking it. Because if they go and make another one, who knows? They might mess it up, or who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they might even make another good horror game.
So that one, although it's not in my top 10, part 3, it did make my honorable mentions list. Still fun. Not as good as the first two, but still fun. So
Definitely.
do you have any that almost made the list that didn't make it? Your top 10?
Almost made the list. I want to say Resident Evil 4, but I don't know if that was on the 360.
I think it was.
Resident Evil 4 was also another horror game that got me into horror.
Yeah.
Because of course everyone knows Resident Evil 4 is a classic.
A lot of people
But
consider that the best one.
oh yeah, definitely. I've replayed it, yeah, like so many times. I think the first time I played it was on the Xbox 360, and then I remember someone lent me a GameCube, and I found out Resident Evil was on the GameCube,
Yeah.
so I instantly had to get Resident Evil. I think I still have the GameCube because I never returned it. I think he moved away, but like I'm missing some cables.
Yeah. That you want to keep that because GameCubes are expensive now.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that game was just awesome. And yeah, it was terrifying as well. Like I remember the first time getting my head chopped off by the dude with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. Actually seeing Leon like scream as his head was getting chopped off, and he just falls to his knees.
Yeah, that was
He
the
collapses.
the Leatherface guy, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah, now I replay it, and most of the things me and my friends have made memes of,
Yeah.
like the Spanish dudes, just yelling "Te voy a hacer picadillo."
Oh yeah, because they spoke Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. So those are like inside jokes with all my friends.
That's one that I didn't play. I think I've only played a little bit of it, but that's one of the few Resident Evils that I never beat. Hey, speaking of that, we're talking about honorable mentions. I forgot my number one. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to my number one, and then we'll go to the honorable mentions. So at my number one, I got the original BioShock, the Xbox 360.
Oh.
This game, man. Speaking of creepy games, this is not like a full frontal. This is a horror game. It's more just a suspense, and I think it's the suspense and just the vibe and the ambiance of the game that makes it so scary. So yeah, I put the original one as my favorite Xbox 360 game. This might be like my favorite game of all time. Like when people have asked me, I'm like, I think this might be my favorite video game of all time, BioShock 1.
Damn.
I don't know. You ever play it?
Oh yeah. I played the remastered recently actually too. And during the whole lockdown,
Yeah.
I was just like I bought the whole remastered collection. I'm still playing through 2 right now.
Was that is this your first time playing the BioShock games?
Oh no. I remember playing it on the 360, but it feels fresh to come back to them.
Yeah, I love that game, and it was just so creepy because sometimes when you first like meet the big daddies and they're just kind of like walking around and you're like, I do not want to mess with that guy.
The first time I ever played it, I thought I completely skimmed over the fact that you have to attack the big daddies or the little girls.
Yeah.
So I remember I would like come across them and I'd just backtrack. I was like, no, I don't want to go through there.
Yeah, that was me too.
I'll just try to find another route.
I was like, I don't want to. I would like try to pretend they weren't there, but they're kind of like loud and big. So
Yeah.
like, yeah. I remember being like, man, I gotta fight this guy, and then you just gotta fight him.
Yeah, that was another thing. You had to fight them, kill them to get upgrades from the little sisters. I forgot what they were called.
Yeah, the little sisters.
Yeah, the little sisters.
And then you had to make a moral choice.
I never understood what does the good thing do? Because I always
drained them.
Yeah, I always drained them. I wanted the upgrades.
So that was part of the thing with the game. Like I think you had 2 endings. So like if you mostly are draining them of all their I don't know what they call the energy, you would get the ending where I think they kill you at the end or something like that. The little sisters, they grow up and they kill you or you die alone. Yeah. Something weird.
No, I think they all stick their needles in you.
Yeah, there you go. So I didn't kill any of them. I didn't drain any of them. So at the end, it goes to the end and you're on your deathbed and all the ones that you saved, they're all around you, like they're with you, like when you're dying. Like they're there to like be with you, like support, like they kind of like followed you throughout your life.
Damn. Yeah, I think I got the bad ending then.
So you got the bad guy ending.
Yeah. But Damn, yeah, that game was something else at the time. I remember, yeah, it was just the splicers, they were terrifying.
They
Hearing
were
the
scary.
lady laugh her ass off when she was like crawling on all fours.
Yeah, I remember like sometimes you'd be like walking around and then you would hear them talking and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, I would hate it. The ones where they would start laughing and you're like, you turn around, you couldn't find them.
I
And you
rem-
look up on the roof and they're just laughing at you.
I remember I think you had an ability where you would cloak yourself, like you would turn invisible if you were to stand still. And I remember doing that, and there was a splicer, and he started walking around, and he was like, "I can smell you." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, and he would like walked up like right to me, and he was like talking smack, like, "I know you're here." I was like, "Ah, crap." And then he like left, but it was like scared, like a tense. It was that game was just tense.
Yeah, that the whole atmosphere of that game in underwater, I think it was called Rapture.
Yeah, Rapture.
Rapture. It was falling apart, people going insane. Nah, dude, just yeah, it was more like a suspense thriller.
Yeah, and the combat was good. The gameplay, because I remember one of your arms was for abilities,
Yeah,
and then
and then
your
the other
other
one
arm,
had guns.
yeah, and then the other one would have guns. So you would like have like a freeze ability or like telekinesis, and then you would shoot with the other one. So that was like fun combat too. It was like very satisfying. Yeah, so that was my number one. But let's go back to the honorable mentions. You mentioned Resident Evil 4. Were there any other ones that got booted out of the list, or you were considering putting them on there?
I was considering Arkham Origins.
Okay. Was
Batman
that the
Arkham
third one?
Origins. Yeah. But this one was a bit I was considering putting it like in the same spot that Arkham City was and then Arkham City a little higher.
Yeah.
But Arkham Origins it just felt since it's a prequel, they tried to explain where all the villains came from and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it felt like it was missing a whole lot more. It felt like the whole city was empty. I get that, like, in that scenario, there's supposed to be like a blizzard or whatever, and everyone's staying indoors. But I don't know. It just the city feels dead. It feels like it's still Arkham City, because the city you're gliding around in Arkham Origins is Arkham City just before it goes to hell.
Oh, so it's like a spin-off version of City, kind of like a
Yeah,
prequel
kind of.
version.
Yeah, but it's still in the same universe.
The last
Although
one, the
it was
last one
made
that
by
came out was Knight, right? Arkham Knight.
yeah, that one was also pretty badass. But yeah, I still think City was probably story wise the best out of them all.
I gotta try that one out. Like I said, I have those HD ones, the remasters.
Yeah, I
So
think the only one that hasn't been remastered is Origins.
yeah, I think I have more honorable mentions than my top 10. And
Really?
that's what, like, in going through the list, like I said, watching YouTube videos about the best 360 games, going through my achievements. And, like, man, I was like, I thought I was going to have trouble coming up with 5. I have like 40 almost, or like 30. So I had the Orange Box, Red Dead Redemption, Geometry Wars, NBA Jam on Fire Edition, Dead Space 3, Bioshock 2, Bioshock Infinite, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, Beatles Rock Band, Zuma, Plants vs. Zombies, 50 Cent Blood in the Sand, Guitar Hero 3, Resident Evil 5, Ghostbusters, X-Men Wolverine Origins, Army of Two, Assassin's Creed, the original, Fight Night Round 3, and Mirror's Edge. So those were all my honorable mentions.
I played some of those games, but not all of them. I'd probably say I'd play like 1/3 of those games.
Yeah. And this was probably like the peak of me playing video games. Like I think this was a system where I played the most video games ever. Because like I said, I was in my 20s, lived alone. I would just work, go to school, and play video games. That was it.
That used to be the life.
Yep. Now I still try to do that, but it just seems like there's less and less time. Let me so I asked some of the people like on Instagram and to give me some of theirs. These are like the listener submissions. So my friend Anubis, he just said the Mass Effect trilogy, all 3.
God.
Yeah, none of us mentioned even Mass Effect. Did you ever play those?
Yeah, I never played them.
Me
But
neither.
yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about those. I actually wanted to play it, but I'm just like, damn, if I've started, I might not be able to stop.
It's like an investment for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he said those. My friend Tyler that was on last month's episode with me, he said BioShock 1 and Infinite, Oblivion, Resident Evil 5, Mortal Kombat 9, Street Fighter 4. What else did he have? Street Fighter 4 and Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Other ones that none of us mentioned, the Fallout games.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think I played New Vegas for a while, but I never finished it.
Yeah, I never played it either. It just seemed like too daunting, like too long.
Yeah. For me, yeah, that was the one time I was just like, it's too long.
Yeah, but my friend Daniel, my godfather, he swears by those Fallout
Might have
games.
to give him a look then.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the list. I didn't tell you this, but if you listen to the other episodes, there's always a game at the end. So we're gonna
Let's do it.
I'm gonna give you a quiz. So we're gonna go to commercials and come right back and do the trivia game. So that was a Japanese Xbox 360 commercial. Just thought it was interesting. All right. So I'm going to put you to the test, Adrian. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions to see how much knowledge you got on the Xbox 360. All right. Question number 1. What's the best-selling Xbox 360 game of all time?
Best selling? I want to say Halo.
Nope. It's Connect Adventures. It sold 24 million.
Connect Adventures.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of a cheat because it's like what came with the Connect, and it came with a lot of systems. But it's at 24 million, I think. But I think number 2 was like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Really?
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
is
a
kinda
lot of
crazy.
people are hooked on that.
Yep. Makes sense. It is kind of
Yeah.
like one of the biggest games ever. All right, question number 2. What's the worst rated game on the Xbox 360 according to Metacritic? These are not easy for sure.
I want to say what was that? What was that one game? Road Rage?
Nope. So there's a 2-way tie. Yaris, which I remember that crappy game. I think I might have owned it, which was like kind of like almost a commercial for the car Yaris. They made a video game of that car. It's like an actual car. And Double Dragon 2, Wander of the Dragons. They both scored 17 out of 100.
I'm gonna go with Double Dragon.
Oh, no, those are the 2. Those are the
Oh.
2. They're tied.
Oh, they're tied.
Yeah. I guess I could have made it easier and gave you like a multiple choice. These are hard. Next one. How many units did the Xbox 360 sell?
I think it was around at launch.
No, all time.
Oh, in general. Oh. I'll say around 20 million.
No, close. 85 million. 85.
Close.
All time, 85.8, which I don't know this for a fact, but it's probably the best selling Xbox system. If I were to guess. All right. Next question. What year did the Xbox 360 stop being made? When did it stop being produced? What year?
It was recent.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I actually remember this one, but I can't remember. Wasn't it 2017? No, 2016.
You're right. 2016.
Yes. All right, one. I got
That's a-
one right.
Give you an achievement for that one.
Hey,
All right. Let's see if you know this one. This is the final one. How many Halo games were released on the Xbox 360?
I want to say there was Halo Wars, Halo 3, Halo 4. Wasn't there? Crap. I want to say 4.
Nope, 7.
Damn.
I forgot to write them down, but let's see. There was like Halo 3, 4, Reach, ODST,
Oh, that's right.
Wars, right? And there was 2 more. And then they said like 9 if you include like Halo 2, because remember you can play Halo 2 on the 360. And the other Halo one. I forgot which other one. Combat Evolved, maybe. Cause
No, Combat Evolved was for the original Xbox.
yeah, but I forgot which one, like the Master Chief Collect or something. But I know 2 you could play on the 360, your OG Xbox one. Because I remember when I got the 360, I was still playing the hell out of Halo 2 on my 360. It was backwards compatible. All right, well, you got one. I think I've noticed a trend. I don't think anyone has ever won in my trivia games. Maybe I got to start making them a little easier.
Very obscure questions.
Yeah, in the last episode where I had Ty Lord, Tightwhite, and Mr. Tightwhite, Tightwhite was getting mad. He's like, fuck these questions. So maybe I got to make them a little easier. All right, well, that was the game. We're going to go to commercials, our final commercial, and wrap the show up.
We're out of there.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world.
That was I don't know if you remember that one. That's the original. No, well, you were like 3. That's the original Gears of War trailer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think they also added that for Gears 4.
Oh, they did?
But like a different version of it.
Yeah, awesome song. Every time I hear that song, it reminds me of Gears. So we're done with the show. Thanks, Adrian, for coming on and going through this journey with me. A lot of nostalgia, playing these games, a lot of memories, playing these Xbox 360 games.
It has been a pleasure.
Yeah, and why don't you let the people know, like, if you want people to look for you on social media, why don't you let them know where they can find you?
Oh, well, I'm on Instagram, Good Guy Luis, and on Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch. On Xbox, I'm your boy Louie. I had to add 2 L's in between boy and Louie because your boy Louie was taken. And on PlayStation, I'm your boy Louie _. So check it out.
I know that you were talking about maybe wanting to start a podcast with your friends. Have you guys talked about that yet or no?
Yeah, we were still talking about it, and I'm still down for that idea. Our nonsense.
Yeah, you guys should.
I'd be down. Yeah,
I think you just gotta set a date and say this is when we're gonna do it, and then that's how you force yourself to do it.
I'm low key down for that. I am down for that.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks again. As for the listeners, thanks for anybody out there that actually downloads it. It's always like surprising to see, like, I think for my last episode, 4 people in Italy downloaded it. So thanks out there in Italy. And just seeing like random countries and random places downloaded. So thank you guys for downloading. If you guys want to follow me on TikTok, I'm on TikTok. I'm not dancing on there, but I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter as RetroTiburon, RetroTiburon. Just follow me on there because I kind of want to get more listener participation on the episode, like where you guys can give me like what are some of your favorite things when I come up with new topics. So make sure to follow me on there. Yeah, but for now, we're out of here. We'll see you all on the other side.